Have you ever wondered what makes someone think about you even when you're not around? What if you could occupy their thoughts so deeply that your absence feels profound, almost magnetic? It's a question that strikes a chord for anyone seeking meaningful connections. Yet most people approach it the wrong way. They think constant communication or over-the-top gestures will make them unforgettable. But what if the opposite were true? Consider this. The real secret to being missed isn't about doing more for someone else. It's about becoming so compelling and self-assured in your own life that your presence feels irreplaceable. When you adopt the right habits rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom, you naturally create a longing in others. This isn't manipulation, it's transformation of yourself and your relationships. In this guide, we'll explore 10 life-changing principles that will not only enhance your relationships but also reshape how you live. Each one is a piece of a larger puzzle, building toward a version of you that is both magnetic and unforgettable. From mastering emotional control to embracing purposeful living, these steps will show you how to cultivate depth, independence, and authenticity. But here's the catch. You can't skip any part. Each principle holds a key to unlocking a deeper connection. Are you ready to become someone worth missing? Let's begin by delving into the first and most foundational principle. 1. Purposeful living. What does it mean to live with purpose? More importantly, how does living purposefully make someone miss you when you're not around? It starts with a simple truth. People are drawn to those who have a sense of direction, a fire in their soul that lights up everything they do. If you're drifting through life without clear goals or passions, you become forgettable. But when you pursue your dreams and embrace your unique purpose, you become unforgettable. Take a moment to reflect. Are you living a life that excites and fulfills you? Or are you waiting for someone else to bring meaning to your days? The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Our plans miscarry because they have no aim." Without a clear destination, even the strongest winds can't steer you forward. Living purposefully means knowing what you want and chasing it with vigor, whether it's a career ambition, creative project, or personal growth journey. Imagine this. You're deeply engaged in something that sets your soul on fire, a hobby, a mission, or a long-term goal. Every time you talk about it, your eyes light up, your energy shifts, and you become magnetic. This passion is infectious, and your partner or those close to you can't help but admire your drive. They begin to miss not just your presence, but the inspiration and vitality you bring into their lives. Purposeful living is not about being busy for the sake of it. It's about engaging in meaningful activities that enrich your life and the lives of others. Think of someone you admire. Maybe they're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a mentor. Their focus and determination make them captivating. When you lead a similar life, you embody that same energy, and those around you can't help but feel drawn to it. Here's where the magic happens. When you're living with purpose, you're not waiting for someone else to fill your time. You're busy building something bigger than yourself, and that makes your absence noticeable. It's not that you're unavailable, it's that your time and energy are valuable, and that value is deeply attractive. People start to think, what amazing thing are they up to now? I wish I could be part of it. But let's not stop at admiration. Purposeful living also gives your relationship a sense of growth and evolution. Instead of stagnating, your dynamic with others becomes one of mutual encouragement and inspiration. When you're apart, your partner isn't just missing your company, they're missing the momentum and excitement you bring into their world. And that longing for connection is a powerful force. Of course, living with purpose isn't always easy. It requires discipline, reflection, and sometimes sacrifice. But the rewards are profound. You become someone worth admiring, worth respecting, and yes, worth missing. Every interaction becomes more meaningful, every absence more poignant. So ask yourself, what lights you up? What kind of life do you want to create? And more importantly, are you willing to pursue it with everything you have? By embracing purposeful living, you don't just become someone people miss, you become someone they aspire to be like. Ready to take the next step toward becoming unforgettable? Let's dive into the next principle that will sharpen your presence and leave an indelible mark on their hearts. 2. Self-sufficiency. What does it mean to truly stand on your own? How can embracing self-sufficiency make someone miss you more? The answer lies in how independence radiates strength and intrigue, qualities that are deeply attractive and unforgettable. Imagine someone who doesn't depend on others for their happiness. They're not waiting for validation, nor are they clinging to anyone to feel complete. Instead, they're confidently living their life, pursuing their passions, and fulfilling their needs. Doesn't that kind of presence draw you in? That's the power of self-sufficiency. When you cultivate self-sufficiency, you're telling the world and yourself that you're whole and thriving on your own. This doesn't mean rejecting connection or becoming distant. Instead, it's about creating a healthy balance. You're no longer desperate for attention or approval, and this shift changes how others see you. Think about it. When you're self-sufficient, you're not constantly available. Your partner begins to wonder, what are they up to? They admire the way you handle challenges, pursue your goals, and build your life without leaning too heavily on them. It's not distance you're creating, it's space for admiration to grow. In that space, they begin to miss you, to appreciate your strength and autonomy. The Stoics believed deeply in the power of independence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By mastering your own mind and cultivating a sense of self-reliance, you gain an unshakable confidence that others can't help but notice. Here's a question for you. Are you relying too much on someone else to fulfill your happiness? Take a moment to reflect on where you stand. If you're constantly seeking validation from others, it's time to shift that energy inward. Focus on building your own passions, routines, and sense of joy. What hobbies excite you? What goals have you been putting off? Start there, and you'll see a transformation, not only in yourself but in how others respond to you. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of self-sufficiency. When you're thriving as an individual, your relationships benefit too. You bring more to the table, more confidence, more energy, more excitement. You're not just a companion, you're someone inspiring to be around. And when you're not there, they miss the energy and vitality that you naturally exude. Self-sufficiency doesn't mean shutting others out. It's about giving your relationships a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. You show your partner that you can stand strong on your own, and in doing so, you encourage them to do the same. The result: a healthier, more balanced connection that grows even stronger in your absence. Here's your challenge. Look at your daily life. Where can you take more initiative? How can you show up for yourself in ways that build your independence? It could be as simple as starting a new hobby, setting boundaries, or tackling a goal you've been procrastinating on. Each step strengthens your self-reliance and deepens the respect others have for you. As you reflect on this, let me ask, does this resonate with you? Do you see how self-sufficiency can make you not only stronger but also more memorable? If so, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 below if self-sufficiency is a principle you're ready to embrace. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel to continue this journey toward becoming someone who is truly unforgettable. Your support helps us bring more insights like these, rooted in timeless Stoic wisdom, to inspire and transform. 3. Mindfulness in interaction. Have you ever considered how the quality of your presence shapes how people feel about you when you're gone? What if being fully present in every moment could leave such a deep impression that your absence feels significant and irreplaceable? This is the power of mindfulness in interaction, a principle rooted in focusing deeply on the moment you're in, creating connections so rich that they linger in the mind long after you're gone. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Most conversations are interrupted by glances at phones, half-hearted nods, or multitasking. True presence has become rare, and because of that, it's become deeply valued. When you bring your full attention to an interaction, you set yourself apart. You're not just hearing someone, you're truly listening, engaging, and responding with thoughtfulness. This kind of mindfulness transforms ordinary conversations into extraordinary moments. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Do every act of your life as if it were your last." Imagine applying that wisdom to your interactions. If every conversation, every shared laugh, every glance were treated as if it might be the last, how much more meaningful would they become? how much more deeply would they resonate with the people around you? When you're mindful, you're not just present physically, you're there emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You're paying attention to not just the words, but also the unspoken feelings, the subtleties of tone, and the emotions underlying the conversation. This kind of engagement leaves a lasting impact. It shows the other person that they matter, that they're truly seen and heard. And when you're not around, they miss that feeling because it's rare, it's special, and it's uniquely tied to you. Imagine you're with someone you care about, a friend, a partner, or even a colleague. Instead of letting your mind wander or dividing your attention, you choose to focus entirely on them. You notice the small details, the way their eyes light up when they talk about something they love, the slight hesitation in their voice when they're unsure. You respond not just to what they say, but to what they mean. That kind of interaction creates a bond, a memory, a moment they'll carry with them long after the conversation ends. Mindfulness also means treating time together as precious. It's easy to fall into routines or take relationships for granted, but when you're mindful, every shared moment becomes intentional. Whether it's a simple meal, a deep conversation, or a walk in the park, you approach it with gratitude and presence. This depth makes your presence more vivid and your absence more profound. But mindfulness isn't just about grand gestures or deep conversations. It can be as simple as putting away your phone when you're with someone, asking a thoughtful question, or taking the time to truly listen to their answer. It's about making the person in front of you feel like they're the only one who matters in that moment. And when you do that consistently, they start to associate you with a kind of presence and care that's hard to find elsewhere. When you're mindful, you're also teaching others how to treat you. Your presence sets a standard for how interactions should feel, rich, intentional, and meaningful. This creates a sense of longing when you're gone because they miss not just your company, but the depth of connection you bring. Of course, mindfulness takes effort. It requires you to set aside distractions, quiet your inner dialogue, and fully engage. It's a skill that takes practice, but the rewards are immense. You become someone whose interactions are memorable, whose absence is deeply felt, and whose presence is cherished. So the next time you're with someone, ask yourself, am I truly here? Am I giving this moment the attention it deserves? By choosing mindfulness, you're not only enriching your relationships, but also leaving a lasting impression that keeps you on their mind, even when you're apart. Ready to continue building your unforgettable presence? Let's move on to the next principle. 4. Emotional control. What would it mean to have mastery over your emotions? Imagine navigating your relationships with a calm, composed strength that leaves others intrigued and deeply impressed. Emotional control is not about suppressing your feelings or becoming detached. It's about responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. And this subtle but powerful shift has the ability to make you unforgettable in the minds of others. Oh, think about the last time emotions got the better of you. Perhaps you overreacted to a situation or let frustration spill into a conversation. Now consider the opposite. Envision yourself as someone who remains poised even when things heat up. How would that change the dynamic in your relationships? How would it shape the way others see you? The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional control is the embodiment of this principle. It's the ability to remain steady in the face of challenges, to channel your emotions productively, and to handle situations with grace. This isn't about pretending you don't feel, it's about showing that you're strong enough to choose your response. When you master emotional control, you create an aura of stability and reliability. Imagine you're having a disagreement with your partner. Instead of raising your voice or reacting defensively, you take a deep breath and calmly express your perspective. This unexpected composure doesn't just diffuse the tension, it also leaves a lasting impression. It shows them that you are someone who can handle emotions with maturity, someone they can rely on during life's inevitable ups and downs. But here's the key. Emotional control isn't just for difficult moments. It's equally powerful in the good times. When you express joy, affection, or excitement in a measured way, those feelings become more meaningful. Your partner knows your emotions are thoughtful and deliberate, not fleeting or exaggerated. And because of this, your presence feels steady and grounding, something they miss when you're not there. This principle also adds an element of mystery to your relationships. When you're not easily rattled or predictable, others can't help but wonder what's going on in your mind. Your calm demeanor draws them in, making them curious about the depth of your thoughts and feelings. And that curiosity keeps you on their mind long after the moment has passed. Practicing emotional control doesn't mean becoming cold or robotic. It's about creating balance. You respond instead of reacting, and when you do express emotion, it carries weight and authenticity. Imagine how much more impactful your words and actions become when they're intentional. Instead of overwhelming your partner with emotional outbursts, you offer a steady stream of thoughtfulness that they come to cherish. Of course, this isn't always easy. Emotional control requires practice and patience. It means pausing before you speak, reflecting before you act, and sometimes taking a step back to process your feelings. But the rewards are immense. You gain a sense of peace within yourself, and you create relationships built on respect and admiration. As you reflect on this principle, ask yourself, how do I typically handle my emotions? Are there moments where I could respond more thoughtfully? By making this shift, you not only improve your relationships, but also become someone whose presence is deeply valued and missed. If this resonates with you, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 if emotional control is a principle you're ready to embrace. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're building a community of people committed to personal growth, Stoic wisdom, and creating unforgettable relationships. Your support allows us to keep sharing insights like these, and we'd love to have you with us on this journey. 5. Acceptance of absence. What if the times you spend apart could actually bring you closer? It might sound counterintuitive, but learning to embrace absence as an opportunity rather than a loss can create a profound sense of connection and longing. The Stoic principle of accepting absence is not about detachment. It's about understanding that time apart is a natural and necessary part of any meaningful relationship. Think about this. How often do we try to fill the void when we're apart from someone we care about? Constant messages, calls, or updates can sometimes feel like an attempt to hold on to something that doesn't need grasping. But what if, instead, you leaned into the space? What if you trusted that the connection you've built is strong enough to thrive, even in silence? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." In the context of relationships, this means freeing yourself and your partner from the need to cling. When you're apart, whether for hours, days, or weeks, that space allows both of you to grow individually. It's in this space that admiration, curiosity, and longing are born. Picture a relationship where each absence feels like a pause in a symphony, a moment of silence that makes the music that follows even more powerful. This is the beauty of accepting absence. Instead of seeing it as a void, you can view it as a vital ingredient in the rhythm of connection. The time apart creates anticipation and appreciation, making your reunions all the more meaningful. When you embrace this principle, you also show confidence in your bond. You're saying, "I trust what we have, and I don't need to constantly prove it." This kind of quiet self-assurance is magnetic. It gives your partner the freedom to miss you, to reflect on what makes your presence so special. And when they do, it deepens the emotional connection you share. Consider how this plays out in practice. Instead of bombarding your partner with texts throughout the day, you let them wonder what you're up to. Instead of filling every silence with conversation, you let moments of quiet speak for themselves. This doesn't mean being distant or aloof. It means being intentional. You're not creating distance for its own sake. You're creating space for the connection to breathe and flourish. This principle also applies to how you spend your time apart. Instead of waiting around or dwelling on the absence, use that time to invest in yourself. Pursue your passions, connect with friends, or simply enjoy your own company. When you're thriving on your own, you're not just passing time, you're becoming even more interesting, more fulfilled, and more attractive. And when your partner sees that, they're reminded of why they value you so deeply. But embracing absence isn't always easy. It requires patience, trust, and a willingness to let go of control. It's natural to want constant reassurance, especially in close relationships. Yet by accepting absence, you're showing strength, not just in your connection, but in yourself. You're saying, I don't need constant proximity to feel secure, and that kind of confidence is unforgettable. The next time you're apart from someone you care about, resist the urge to fill the space with noise. Instead, focus on the quality of your connection, not the quantity of your interactions. Ask yourself, am I giving this relationship room to grow? Am I allowing myself and my partner the freedom to miss each other? By embracing absence, you create a dynamic where your presence becomes something to look forward to, not something taken for granted. And when you reunite, the joy, appreciation, and connection you share will feel even more profound. This is the power of accepting absence, a principle that transforms longing into a deep, resonant bond. Ready to continue? Let's explore how mindfulness and communication can further enhance your presence and make you unforgettable. 6. Consistency in communication. What role does consistency play in building connection and leaving a lasting impression? More than you might think. Consistency in communication isn't about bombarding someone with messages or updates. It's about creating a rhythm of thoughtful and reliable exchanges that become a cherished part of someone's life. And when done well, this consistency ensures your presence is felt even in your absence. Imagine this. Every morning you send a simple message wishing your partner or friend a good day. It's not elaborate, but it's meaningful, steady, and dependable. Over time, this becomes part of their routine, a comforting reminder that you're thinking of them. Now, imagine one day you don't send that message. That small disruption is immediately noticeable. They wonder, why haven't I heard from them? I missed that connection. This is the power of consistency. It creates emotional touchpoints that others come to value deeply. Seneca wisely noted, regularity is a sign of wisdom in communication. When you establish a steady pattern of meaningful interaction, you not only build trust but also weave yourself into the fabric of someone's daily life. But here's the key. Consistency doesn't mean overwhelming the other person with constant contact. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. A single thoughtful message, a quick check-in, or a meaningful conversation carries far more weight than dozens of empty interactions. The goal is to make each communication valuable and reliable, not excessive or obligatory. When you maintain this balance, you show that you're someone who is attentive and thoughtful without being overbearing. This creates a dynamic where your communication becomes something they look forward to. It's not just a message, it's a moment of connection that brightens their day. Consistency also builds trust. In relationships, reliability is a cornerstone of emotional security. When someone knows they can count on you to check in, share meaningful updates, or simply be there when it matters, it strengthens the bond you share. And when you're apart, that bond makes your absence feel significant. They miss the sense of stability and warmth your communication brings. Of course, life can get busy, and maintaining consistency takes effort. There will be days when it feels easier to skip that text or postpone that call. But remember, it's the small, steady actions that build the strongest foundations. By prioritizing thoughtful communication, you're showing that you value the relationship enough to nurture it, even in the smallest ways. So how can you start practicing consistency? First, reflect on the patterns of communication you currently have. Are they thoughtful and reliable? Or are they sporadic and reactive? Next, identify simple ways to create a rhythm, perhaps a nightly recap of your day, a weekly phone call, or a handwritten note every so often. The key is to choose something sustainable, something that feels natural to both of you. And what happens when life disrupts this rhythm? That's where intentionality comes in. If you know you'll be unavailable, communicate that in advance. A quick, I won't be able to check in today, but I'm thinking of you, goes a long way in showing that you care and respect the relationship. Now let me ask, is consistency something you value in your own relationships? Do you see how small, reliable gestures can create a profound sense of connection? If this principle resonates with you, Let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're ready to embrace consistency in your communication. And if you're enjoying this journey through Stoic-inspired habits for deeper connections, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you'll gain access to more insights, practical tips, and timeless wisdom to enrich your relationships and personal growth. Together, we're building a community that values meaningful connections, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Let's move forward to our next principle, where we'll uncover the secret of purposeful living and how it transforms the way people see and remember you. 7. Resilience in adversity. How do you handle life's inevitable challenges? Do you crumble under pressure, or do you rise above with grace and strength? Resilience in adversity is one of the most powerful qualities you can cultivate, not only for your own growth but also for how others perceive and remember you. When you show resilience, you demonstrate that you are dependable, strong, and capable of navigating life's storms. And that kind of character leaves a lasting impression, making your presence unforgettable and your absence deeply felt. The Stoic philosopher Seneca famously said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This is the essence of resilience. Challenges, hardships, and setbacks are not just obstacles, they're opportunities for growth and refinement. How you respond to these moments defines not only your character but also the way others view you. Imagine going through a difficult time, a job loss, a personal setback, or a family crisis. Resilience doesn't mean pretending everything is fine or ignoring the pain. Instead, it means facing the situation head-on with courage and clarity. You acknowledge the difficulty, take deliberate action, and maintain hope. This calm and determined approach isn't just inspiring to those around you, it creates a sense of admiration and trust. When you show resilience, you become a pillar of strength for the people in your life. Think about the last time you witnessed someone handling adversity with grace. Perhaps they faced a challenge at work or a personal struggle, but still managed to keep moving forward. Their ability to remain composed, to find solutions, and to maintain a positive outlook likely left a strong impression on you. That same impression is what you create when you demonstrate resilience in your own life. But resilience isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing that you're willing to learn, adapt, and grow through challenges. This openness to growth makes you relatable and human, while still being someone others admire and respect. And when you're not around, they miss the stability, hope, and quiet strength you bring into their lives. Resilience also builds trust. In any relationship, romantic, familial, or professional, trust is the foundation. When you handle adversity well, you show others that they can count on you in times of uncertainty. This reliability deepens your bond and creates a sense of security that lingers even when you're apart. Consider the everyday ways resilience can shine. Maybe you face criticism at work but respond constructively, using it as an opportunity to improve. Or perhaps you experience a personal loss but find ways to honor your emotions while supporting those around you. These moments, big or small, define your character and make you someone worth admiring. Resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving. It's about finding ways to grow stronger through the friction life throws your way. This doesn't mean you don't feel pain or frustration. It means you channel those emotions into something productive. You find lessons in setbacks, hope in difficulties, and strength in challenges. And when others see this, they can't help but miss the light and determination you bring into their lives. Resilience also creates a ripple effect. When you navigate adversity with grace, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your strength becomes a source of encouragement for others, showing them that they too can rise above their challenges. This inspiration is powerful. It builds deeper connections and leaves an emotional imprint that stays with people long after the moment has passed. As you reflect on this principle, ask yourself, how do I typically respond to adversity? Are there ways I can approach challenges with more resilience, more grace, and more intention? By embracing this mindset, you not only strengthen yourself but also become someone whose presence is deeply valued and whose absence is profoundly missed. Ready to take this journey even further? Let's explore how consistency and character makes you unforgettable creating a foundation of trust and admiration that others carry with them, even when you're apart. 8. Consistency in character. What makes someone truly unforgettable? It's not just grand gestures or fleeting moments of brilliance. It's the steady, unwavering consistency in who they are, their values, actions, and intentions. Consistency in character is a cornerstone of trust and admiration. When people know they can rely on you to be the same person yesterday, today, and tomorrow, you become a source of stability and inspiration in their lives. And when you're not there, your absence feels like a missing piece they long to have back. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is the heart of consistency, knowing who you are and aligning your actions with that vision every single day. It's about being dependable, honest, and authentic, no matter the circumstances. In a world where so much is unpredictable, consistency in character stands out as a rare and valuable trait. Imagine you're the kind of person who keeps their word, treats others with respect, and approaches life with integrity. Over time, these qualities become a hallmark of who you are. People begin to associate you with reliability and trust. And here's the magic. When you consistently show up as your true self, you create a sense of security and admiration that deepens every connection you have. But consistency doesn't mean being rigid or boring. It's not about doing the same thing every day. It's about staying true to your values while allowing room for growth and spontaneity. You can be dependable while also being surprising. Think of it like this. Your character is the steady foundation, and your actions are the sparks that keep things fresh and exciting. For example, imagine you're in a relationship where you consistently treat your partner with kindness and respect. Over time, this builds trust and a deep emotional bond. But then, out of the blue, you surprise them with a handwritten note or a thoughtful gesture. That blend of consistency and spontaneity keeps the relationship alive and vibrant while reinforcing the stability of your character. Now consider the opposite. If your actions are unpredictable, if you're warm one day and distant the next, it creates uncertainty and confusion. People can't fully trust someone whose character shifts with every situation. That's why consistency is so powerful. It provides a sense of stability that people crave, making your presence a source of comfort and your absence a noticeable void. Let's also talk about how consistency in character affects the way others perceive you when you're not around. When someone reflects on their interactions with you, what comes to mind? If you've consistently shown kindness, reliability, and integrity, those qualities linger. They think about the trust you've built, the way you've made them feel valued, and the steadiness you bring to their life. And that's what they miss when you're gone. Consistency isn't just about relationships, it's also about personal growth. When you align your actions with your values day after day, you build confidence in yourself. You become someone you can rely on, which makes it easier to navigate challenges and stay true to your goals. And that self-assuredness is something others notice and admire. Here's a question for you. What do you want people to remember about you when you're not there? What qualities define your character, and are you showing them consistently? By reflecting on these questions and making small, intentional changes, you can strengthen both your relationships and your sense of self. If this principle resonates with you, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 if consistency in character is a value you're ready to embrace. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll gain access to more timeless Stoic wisdom and practical insights to help you build stronger relationships and a more fulfilling life. Consistency in character isn't just about being reliable, it's about creating a legacy of trust, stability, and inspiration. And as we move to the next principle, we'll explore how moderation in emotions adds balance and depth to your presence, leaving a lasting impression that others can't help but miss. 9. Moderation in emotions. How do your emotions shape the way others perceive you? Are you steady and measured, or do you let every feeling pour out, unfiltered and overwhelming? Moderation in emotions is an art, one that allows you to express yourself thoughtfully while maintaining balance and control. When you master this, your interactions become more meaningful, and your presence carries a calm yet powerful energy that others deeply miss when you're not around. Emotions are a natural and essential part of life. They connect us to others and help us navigate relationships. But when emotions are expressed without moderation, they can easily overwhelm or distort the message you're trying to convey. Imagine someone who constantly swings between extremes, unpredictable bursts of joy or frustration. While their energy might be engaging at first, it often becomes exhausting, leaving people unsure of how to respond. In contrast, someone who shows restraint and balance in their emotions is like a steady ship in turbulent waters, calm, composed, and reliable. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about ensuring your emotions serve your purpose rather than control you. Moderation doesn't mean being emotionless. It means expressing yourself in a way that aligns with your values and strengthens your relationships. Imagine a situation where tension arises, perhaps a disagreement with a partner or a stressful situation at work. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a moment to pause, breathe, and reflect. This simple act of restraint can completely change the outcome. Instead of escalating the conflict, your calm response brings clarity and resolution. This approach not only earns respect but also leaves a lasting impression. People remember the strength it takes to stay composed under pressure. Moderation also amplifies the impact of positive emotions. When you express joy, affection, or excitement in a balanced way, those feelings are more genuine and lasting. For example, instead of showering someone with constant praise or gestures that lose their meaning over time, you choose moments that truly matter. A heartfelt compliment or a thoughtful gesture carries far more weight when it's intentional and measured. This balance also creates anticipation and appreciation. When you're not overexpressive, people start to notice and cherish the moments when you do share your feelings. It adds depth to your interactions and creates a subtle but powerful sense of longing when you're not there. They begin to miss the calm strength and thoughtful emotions you bring into their life. Practicing moderation in emotions also benefits you personally. By staying centered, you avoid being consumed by fleeting feelings, whether they're joy, anger, or sadness. You gain clarity and control, which allows you to respond to situations more effectively. This inner calm is not only attractive but also contagious. When you exude steadiness, you inspire others to do the same, creating an environment of mutual respect and understanding. But moderation isn't always easy. It requires self-awareness and discipline. It means pausing to ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And how can I express this constructively? Over time, this practice becomes second nature, helping you navigate relationships with grace and intentionality. Consider the ripple effect of this principle. When you consistently approach situations with balanced emotions, people start to see you as a source of stability in their lives. In times of uncertainty or chaos, they think of you as someone they can turn to for guidance or comfort. And when you're not there, they miss the calm and steady presence you bring. Moderation in emotions doesn't mean dulling your personality or hiding your feelings. It means showing up in a way that aligns with your values and strengthens your connections. It's about expressing joy without overwhelming, handling anger without hurting, and sharing love in ways that are both genuine and impactful. As you reflect on this principle, ask yourself, how do I express my emotions? Are there moments where I could practice more balance and intentionality? By embracing moderation, you not only improve your relationships, but also leave a lasting impression that lingers in the hearts and minds of others long after you're gone. 10. Intentional communication. What if every word you spoke had the power to linger in someone's mind, drawing them closer to you even when you're not around? Intentional communication is your secret weapon in creating meaningful, memorable interactions that leave a lasting impression. It's not about saying more. It's about saying what matters, choosing your words with care, and ensuring that every interaction is thoughtful and purposeful. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Speak so you can speak again." This means that the way you communicate should invite future conversations, leaving the other person eager for more. Intentional communication isn't just about the content of your words, it's about the intent behind them. Are you speaking to connect, to understand, and to enrich the relationship? Or are you speaking just to fill the silence? Imagine you're in a conversation with someone important to you. Instead of rushing to respond or making the moment about yourself, you take the time to truly listen. You ask thoughtful questions, showing genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. When you do speak, your words are meaningful, not just surface-level commentary. This kind of intentional engagement doesn't just make the conversation better, it makes you memorable. Intentional communication also means knowing when to stay silent. Sometimes the most powerful message is the one left unsaid. By not over-explaining or talking just for the sake of it, you create an air of mystery that keeps people intrigued. They start to reflect on what you said, turning it over in their minds, wondering what you're thinking. That curiosity draws them closer, even when you're not physically present. Another powerful aspect of intentional communication is leaving space for depth. Too often, conversations stay at the surface, updates about the day, casual banter, or small talk. But when you're intentional, you create opportunities for deeper connection. You might share a personal story, offer a unique perspective, or simply show empathy in a way that resonates. These moments of depth are what people remember and miss when you're not there. Consider the ripple effect of this principle. When you consistently communicate with purpose, you become someone whose words carry weight. Your voice lingers in their mind, your thoughts inspire reflection, and your presence feels irreplaceable. And when you're not around, they don't just miss your company, they miss the quality of connection that only you bring. Intentional communication isn't about being formal or overly calculated. It's about being present, mindful, and deliberate. It's about recognizing that every interaction is an opportunity to create something meaningful. Whether it's a quick text, a heartfelt conversation, or even a simple question, your words have the power to leave a lasting impact. As you reflect on this principle, think about your own communication style. Are your interactions purposeful, or do they sometimes feel rushed or shallow? Are you listening as much as you're speaking? By making small, intentional changes, you can transform the way you connect with others and leave a deeper, more lasting impression. If you're ready to embrace intentional communication as a way to strengthen your connections and leave a legacy of meaningful interactions, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're excited to make your words count. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights rooted in Stoic wisdom and practical strategies for building unforgettable relationships. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires and transforms, and we're thrilled to have you as part of our community. Stay tuned for even more ways to enrich your life and the lives of those around you. Together, we're building a world where every interaction matters and every connection is unforgettable. Let's keep growing. As we've explored these 10 powerful principles, a common theme emerges. The journey to being missed isn't about changing how others see you. It's about transforming yourself into someone truly worth missing. From living with purpose and mastering emotional control to practicing intentional communication and embracing resilience, each principle builds a foundation for deeper, more meaningful relationships. The truth is, when you invest in your own growth, independence, and authenticity, you naturally create a magnetic presence that others can't ignore. Your absence becomes not just noticeable but significant, because it's tied to the value you bring into their lives. These principles are more than techniques, they're a philosophy for living with intention, balance, and depth. So, as you step away from this video, take a moment to reflect. Which of these principles resonates with you the most? Is it the idea of purposeful living, self-sufficiency, or perhaps consistency in character? Begin incorporating them into your daily life, one step at a time. The changes you make won't just transform your relationships, they'll transform you. If this video has inspired you, don't let it end here. Like this video and comment number 1 to let us know which principle you're excited to embrace. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring more meaningful content to you and others seeking to enrich their lives. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel to join a community that's passionate about growth, connection, and timeless wisdom. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Remember, The path to being missed isn't about doing more for others. It's about becoming someone they can't help but admire and long for. Keep building those habits, stay true to yourself, and watch as the connections in your life deepen and flourish. Until next time, take care, stay resilient, and keep shining with that unique light only you can bring to the world. See you in the next video.